Hello, hello, hello. I seem to have started doing hello, hello, hello instead of okay. I don't know which is worse, but we're recording. That is the main thing. Hello, it's another Toonkind FPS. It actually feels like a while since I've done one of these, like in a pure FPS sort of format. This is very, very pure because it is two buddy characters who are very, very soft together, I tend to think. And so could you introduce yourself, my guest, and your character?
Hello, what's up? It's me, Artist Obsessions, also known as Obby, and today I'm going to be playing Primrose Poodle, the good pupper.
She is such a good pupper.
The good pup.
And I am playing the engineer, who is kind of a pupper, but also a bird. We don't. What are engineer? We just don't know.
Pupper adjacent.
Oh, I love that meme. Okay, so this is back in time a little bit. I can't remember what levels we were respectively. Do we care? No, not really. But this is basically at the very beginning of when Star Wars? What's that? Never heard of that. Star Cause was
Star Cause
was in pre-production, and basically everyone's learning the lines and getting training for, things that you have to do in a movie. Because Prim's already been in one of the engineers' movies, but she had a few kind of actiony shots, but not many. But this one definitely, because Princess Leia has to do some shit. So
she does.
Yeah, Prim, you're like heading to the training session. How are you feeling? Like, are you anxious?
Maybe ever so slightly anxious, because Primrose's whole acting career, I think at this point has mostly been musical stuff, like mostly singing, dancing, and everything in between that. Action stuff? No.
I mean,
this is gonna be a first.
Yeah, dancing puts you in good stead because, man, you have to be fit to do that stuff.
Yeah.
So you have you have something to build on. You're not like as much of a twink as Tobias is. Let's face it. You got a head start on him. But that's a whole other story. So you arrive, and you're actually going to a different location. This is a gym in Toontown, and this in itself is kind of exciting because it's off the Dodo Studios lot, and you enter the gym. There's all the usual stuff around with the beaches. I always have to get used to those. Is it beaches or bleachers that you guys call those?
I think it's bleachers, yeah.
Bleachers. Yeah, we just call them benches over here. I was like, what the hell is a bleacher? The first time I heard it, I was like, what? But you've got everything.
Why do we call it bleachers? Why do we?
I don't know, man. You're the American.
I'm sitting here questioning. I'm the American here, and I'm still sitting here like, why? Why do words work?
Someone wiki that in the background so we can find out at half time. But yeah, you've got the rings, there's ropes, there's a vaulting horse, climbing frame sort of stuff. And the engineer seems to be having... he's just testing the equipment. He's mucking about on it. And you...
I kind of want to roll to see if she even notices, because let's be honest, this is Prim.
Yeah, sure. Roll perception. Just straight up roll perception.
How long does it take for Prim to see?
A 2. You have no idea where he is, and this is probably because he's somewhere above you, just testing, in inverted commas, the ropes. I'm gonna say, just to progress the game, that he notices you, because I think I can do better than a 2. Holy crap.
Yeah!
And he's going to come and land in front of you. Should I roll? Just to see if I beat it. That would be really fucking funny.
Please.
Oh
please.
My god. Okay, acrobatics. A 13. It's not the most graceful
13.
landing. Maybe he was a bit surprised and, caught out because he wasn't just kind of playing. 60-odd-year-old bird, kind of crash lands in front of you on one of the mats. He's like, oh, hello, wasn't expecting you to be early.
Hi.
Yes, I was just doing a safety protocol. Very good of you to be on time. That's marvellous. Went a bit Welsh there.
It's no problem. I mean, yeah.
So, you know why you're here, but before we get started, have you had any aches and complaints lately that I need to take into account? Because I am going to put you through the mill.
I think Primrose kind of thinks to herself, with like putting a hand to her chin, and like eventually she just shakes her head like, nah, I can't think of anything. Not at the moment, at least.
You may have some by the end of this, but nothing too grievous. We just need to make sure that you're in tip-top condition to work on these movies. So, can you tell me, have you had any previous stunt or physical activity experience?
Well, and like Primrose kind of pauses at that. Maybe not stunts, but I do do a lot of physical activity stuff. Just not stunts specifically.
Such as?
Well, I do go out a lot, and for fairy godmother mission stuff, it's a whole thing. I also do dancing.
Okay, so fisticuffs and dancing? Is that what I'm putting down here? And he's got like a clipboard.
Yep.
Fisticuffs and
yeah, pretty
dance.
much.
Good. That's a solid basis. I mean, I can't say I've had too many dances in my movies. That's more the other chap's specialty. But good core building exercises. Good. Okay, well, in that case, I think we'll start you off on something that you'll probably be alright with. How about the balance beam? And there's just, one of those little balance beams. It's not too far off the floor. And he just wants you to basically walk along it, do a turn at the end, and come back. So this is a straight up dex roll, like just to see how your basic dexterity is.
Straight up dex. Doo-doo-doo. That's gonna be a +3.
Ooh!
20!
Wow.
Maybe 20.
Tell me how that goes. What do you do with a 20?
I think she kind of gets a little show-offy, just a bit.
Yeah.
She just hops up onto the balance beam and kind of struts her stuff.
Yeah, you do like a
Tail
little
wagging the whole time.
Pirouette maybe at the end, like showing off a little dance move and how on point you are, and he's delighted by this. You get a bit of a clap, and he says, well, I think that's pretty good. Yes, flying stars for that. And you can't say it, but you get an A+ for that on your sheet, so it's very, very good. He's like, alright, so that's no problem. How about your strength though? Like upper body stuff, you have to do, there's a particular scene where you have to swing on a rope. You're constantly getting flake out of trouble. It's just, that happens. So how about the rings? Have a go at that. And there's these ominous looking rings. I don't know if you've ever watched those at the Olympics, but hey.
Oh gosh, those things.
Yeah, brutal, man. So again,
boy.
A basic strength roll. Let's see how that goes.
Basic strength, that is also a +3. 15.
15. You're feeling that a bit, like.
A little bit, yeah.
How's Prim feeling about that particular?
It might be because, like, the rings, as far as I understand, would be a little high up, and Primrose and heights, they make her slightly nervous, but it's fine. She's okay.
You're above a big foam pit, one of those block filled pits with the spongy stuff. So you for a 15, like, you do pretty decently. It's not terrible. Like, you manage to hold like one of those cross positions for a bit, and then your arms start to wobble, and it just goes, and you land in the pit. And he's like, well, I mean, upper body strength, it's something we'll work on. That's fine. It's not a disaster. This is just like, we're testing where you are to start, so don't go judging yourself.
I'm sorry, I just had the mental image of Prim, like, sitting up out of the foam pit with one of the foam bits in her mouth, and she just kind of spits it out.
Boom. Okay. Alright, well, do you need a breather? Are we okay to move on, or do you need just a wee bit of a gasping break?
No, I think I'm good. We can keep going. And like Prim's kind of hopping out of the pit and slightly bouncing in place. You've activated the puppy.
Well, that's good. That's good. We like the puppy. So he has a little bit of a smile because he likes your attitude. You're a fighter. That's good. And so the next thing he walks you over to is a vaulting horse. Has Prim ever met one of these before?
I honestly do not know what that is, so I'm gonna say no.
Oh, okay.
What's a vaulting horse?
Okay, so again, I don't know if this differs in countries, but like as my definition would have it, it's the thing like that's in the title card. It's kind of a weird looking brown leather oblong type thing with 2 handles on it. And you basically swing yourself around on those, or sometimes you just run straight at it and use your palms to flip yourself off it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
So it's like acrobatic stuff.
Absolutely, and
Nice.
that is exactly what he would like you to do. And for this you get a little bit more tuition, because, yeah, it's quite apparent that you just don't know what this thing is or what to do with it. So, he explains what it is, and maybe gives you a bit of a demonstration. I'm gonna save myself some indignity, and the threat of the dice doing me an injustice here is too high. So I'm actually going to chicken out and just say he does a very simple set of maneuvers on it that he'd like you to try and emulate. So yeah, the first thing you have to do is just like run at it, bounce off a bounce board, and just like basically propel yourself up and over it. But he also shows you that you can like use your hands to stand on the handles and swing around on those a bit, and it looks pretty fun. Like honestly, if you watch these in the gymnastics sections of any gymnastics event, I always thought it looked really fun, and then I tried to do it myself, and I was like, holy shit, no, I hate this. My wrists were like, immediately like, no, this is a bad idea. So, okay, you've had a little bit of like an introduction. So please roll acrobatics, and we'll see how you do.
Acrobatics. That's gonna be.
Oh,
Ow! Oh no! She biffs it.
I mean, like,
I feel like she got too excited and kind of like tried to vault herself over and then vaulted herself too far.
Yeah. Or just like, yeah, you run over it. You yoke yourself over it, and like you're kind of like, ha, and then like you're like, aha, it's just like you forget about the landing. Like you got the yeet, you forgot to follow through, and you just go onto the landing mat, and it's just like, oh god, and he's like, oh, okay, that's definitely needs to work. Are you alright over there? You went a distance.
Primrose, with her face on the ground, just holds up a thumb as she sits up.
I'm gonna call.
The tail is still wagging slightly.
I think this calls for a 5-minute break. That was a little painful to watch. We'll do some step-by-steps on that, and just gradually introduce you to the concept.
Yeah, that's probably the best. Like Prim's like sitting up, and she has to grab her snoot and pull it out from being flat.
Yeah, it's kind of like stuck in a smear frame. So,
yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. So yeah, he comes over, and yeah, you're a little bit red-faced about that, so just doing some gentle stretches to recover your usual grace. So yeah, he's sort of trying to make like conversation while we get ready to try that again. So when you entered the movie business, did you expect to be doing much of this stuff?
Well, not particularly. Usually, my expertise didn't come from like stunts or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Came from, performing in the sense of like musical theater, that sort of stuff. Like before I did movies, I did like live on stage stuff.
Oh really? Well, tell me a bit about that.
Well, it was, oh gosh, it was a while ago, honestly. It's been, well, this is the part where Obby doesn't know what it's like, but Prim would know. Heck.
It's alright, just follow your gut.
I'm trying to follow a gut, but the brain died. Give me a moment.
Honestly, it's fine. It's like 1,000 degrees over here. I'm just kind of like spinning my wheels for a moment too. Like, you don't have to answer. Like, she may not
so
want
valid.
to, given what happened to her.
You know what? That's a good point as well. I think she would want to answer though.
Mm.
Cause like for her, yeah, doing musical stage theater stuff was a fun experience. It was how she entered the acting sphere and how she became well known for a bit before she stopped.
Which we can just say that she said that, like, in her own words. That's basically what she relates to him.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
He nods appreciatively because he always had an interest in movies, you know, and stunts and stuff like that. But he kind of had to work really hard to be allowed to participate as an actor, basically. So he was never a child star performer, even though he, like, practiced behind the sets. Like, I imagine teenage engineer, like, learning to be an understudy and copying all the stuff that was actually happening on set. But, like, it was a long time before anybody gave him a chance because of the way he looks. And it's, you know, he's also very short. And, you know, that can be difficult to deal with. So, yeah, he relates that back in a sort of like a show of camaraderie and his own vulnerability when he was starting out, because like you just did something a bit embarrassing, so you probably need a little bit of solidarity there.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of guts to get up on a stage and perform. I mean, I had to perform in front of a camera for the first time and I nearly froze solid. It was terrifying.
Oh gosh, man, that I've been like doing like on stage stuff for gosh, as long as I can remember. Ever since I was little, I was doing like talent competitions and whatnot.
That's
you know,
marvelous.
With like yeah, and Rose kind of rubs the back of her neck kind of sheepishly. Well, gosh, the first time on stage was, I think it was, I was small. I was littler than I am now. And, she says, when she's like 5'4" compared to Angie.
Yeah.
But
he
then
knows
again,
what
she's
you
used
mean.
to hanging out with Marcel. She's used to hanging out with Marcel, who dwarfs everyone.
Oh gosh. Marcel is an outlier and should not be counted. The canon, I will call him out.
I'm calling him out, man.
Yep. So, I don't know what your home experience was. Were you encouraged to do this, or was it a sort of act of rebellion?
Kind of the first one, honestly. I showed an interest in musical stuff, and my grandparents were all about helping me out with that.
Oh, that's grand. I'm all about a supportive grandparent, and he looks very immodest with a sort of a head waggle. You know, the Milt Kahl head waggle.
Good.
Speaking of supportive, are you ready to have another crack at it yet? Or shall we do some more soul searching? I don't mind either way.
I think I want to take another crack at it.
Eh?
I want to do another quick crack.
You're a feisty lass. I like you. Okay, let's have another go. And less of the unplanned landing, let's say. Remember, you've got 4 legs. It doesn't matter which set you land on, but it's preferable to your face. So, okay, let's have another go. And I would like you to roll acrobatics, but with advantage, because, he's taken you through it a little more carefully. Yeah. You've had a practice run. Quite literally.
Yes, a practice run. Yes, good. Okay. That's a 23 for the first one.
Dude.
And a 12 for the second one. We're taking the 23.
We're taking the 23. With the 12, like, I feel like that's, like, just before you start running, you kind of, like, have a sudden little wave of anxiety. But then you remember all the advice, and you go at it, and you just do just flawless. You just run straight at it, put your palms flat on the thing, flip over, and you land on your feet, and you don't wobble, and you don't fall over, and you stand up with your arms out, and it's kind of like, yeah!
Oh man, Prim has like a very smug looking expression on as she does like a final pose kind of thing.
And when you should. The engineer sort of gave a whoop when you landed. It was just amazing. So yeah, he's very, very happy with your performance. And
I think Primrose just gives a playful little bow.
And well deserved. Okay, let's run that a few times again. And you do, but with the 23, I'm going to say, like, basically, you're perfecting the fact that you can do it now, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, with each new time that you do it, you realise new things about how you're doing it. You realise that you weren't even aware of it the first time, really, but you were, like, clocking where the floor was in relationship to your head. And you know where your centre of balance is even when you're upside down, which is very, very good, because you're going to need that in the movie. So, hooray!
Yep.
You learned a thing! This is very good.
Yes, you have learned centre of gravity. Congratulations, Primrose.
Very nice. Okay, and moving on, he's like, okay, so that was very good, and I think just to round things off, let's do a little bit of rope climbing, because there's this particular scene that we do need to nail with the rope swinging. So, I need to be sure that you're not going to come sliding off the end of it, you understand?
Yeah, that'd probably be for the best. The last thing you want is... she just kind of makes a whistling sound, just...
Well, I mean,
the
we
last
could
thing you
save
want
it.
is that.
We can save it for the blooper reel. I mean, I always do like me a good blooper reel, but we want to save as much footage as we can, so if we can do it in as few a number of takes as possible, that'd be grand. Also, you basically will be helping Tobias to hold on as well, because as I said, not particularly gifted in the strength department. Very gifted in many others, but let's just admit it. The boy needs a little bit of support sometimes. So, let's have a go at this.
Primrose is just nodding along. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll athletics. And this is just you shinning up a rope, like, basically to see how you can manage to do that.
20 plus 3. Bonk.
Nice.
19.
Very good.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you monkey up that rope surprisingly well for a dog.
She climb.
She did climb. So yeah, he's delighted with this. However, at this point, because you've been doing quite a lot, like, he has been checking in, like, if you need another break or whatever, but this is the time to make a con save, because you're up a rope.
Oh boy.
And you've been doing stuff with your hands for a while, so let's see how you're managing.
Oh boy. What is your con, Primrose? It is not that impressive. Oh no. That's a 12!
Yeah, you get to the top, and you're like, I got to the top! And then you start to slip. What do you say? What do you do?
I think, like, Primrose is going like, yeah! And then she goes like, wait, I needed that hand to hold on. And then she's frantically grabbing the rope with both hands. She's like, oh, okay,
Well, alright, hang on. It's okay, you can actually let go, and the engineer has cast Featherfall on you.
Alright, cool. I think Primrose takes a second before she does let go.
Again, you're above, like, one of these
drifting
pits.
down.
You would have been fine anyway, but, like, yeah, it's a lot nicer than getting rope burn. So, yeah, you can let go and drift downwards. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Nice. Good.
Sorry about that. Your hand's alright?
And she looks down at her toe beans. I think they're okay.
Are they really?
Like, they might be a slightly rope burn. It's fine though.
Oh no! I'm gonna roll perception or maybe insight to see if, like, you can tell that you're maybe making a bit of a brave face about this. 8. Ah, shoot, that's bad! Oh, engineer! Boo. Well, I mean, like, yeah, he takes it at face value because he believes you to be very honest, and you have been so far, so he has no reason to not believe you. So, yeah, he might be sort of, like, hiding them behind your back, like, yeah, they're fine. He's like, oh, alright, fine.
She's in excited puppy mode. She doesn't want to stop.
Aww.
It's like when you tell a dog that you can go out for walkies and then you want to go on the walkies forever.
Understandable, no take, only throw. So yeah, the only day like makes some notes on his clipboard. And he's like, all right, so your standing power can do with a lot of building up. That matches with who your strength is, but really you've got a very sound basis to be building off. I've got every confidence that you will be just surpassing my expectations by the time we're coming to shoot. It'll be fine. You'll be absolutely spectacular, and I will make sure of that.
Oh man, Primrose she's beaming with pride. She's just standing off to the side with her little chest puffed out ever so slightly. Hands at her hips.
Yeah, I think at this point, this is the point at which, we go Rocky montage. So we get to see, like, a couple of clips of them doing similar things, or, like, long jump stuff, weight training, and everything. Because, like, this is, like, gonna take weeks before coming to these particular scenes. Like, you can film all the other stuff, which doesn't require you leaping across chasms before you do all this kind of thing. But
you got to build up the strength for all this stuff. You can't just do it once and then expect to be perfect.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand, because I want you to make like a strength roll just to see how you're doing on this particular shot that we're on in the Rocky montage. So let's see how Prim is doing. 13.
Oh no.
Okay, so we've had like the sort of victorious note, and then like there's another, like, you swing, I think, a paw at a boxing glove, and it comes back and beans you in the face.
Oof.
And you just kind of land flat on your back, and the music just cuts, and the engine is like, okay, that's let's maybe take 5. You're right there.
Rose is on the ground, and I'm just imagining like little stars floating around her head. I'm okay.
You're not particularly, I think.
Ow.
Everybody has to admit when they've taken a hit, and I definitely saw you take one there. Come on, let's sit down, get you some oranges and isotonic drink down you.
All right, and Primrose kind of sits up and like kind of rubs the spot on her cheek that got smacked. 'Cause ow.
Oh.
Owie.
I mean, aside from this, your progress is like going up. Like, there's no doubt you would be getting stronger and you'll be doing much better at these things. But like, you just had a bit of a knock to your confidence. So like, how is Prim? I'm checking in on how she is emotionally at this point.
I think, well, Primrose this whole time has had, like, a go-getting attitude kind of with this, but, I'd say, like, this isn't, like, the first time that she's kind of had a biffed it moment, obviously, because we've had, like, the whole vaulting thing, and now we've had this punching glove.
Yeah. I mean,
and, like, every time something doesn't go how she wants it, her mood kind of sours ever so slightly. Because it's just she wants to be good at this thing, and it's frustrating when it's not coming as easily as she wants it to.
I'm gonna make another insight and hope that this time it's not such a dunker. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Oh, Angie, what's wrong with you? Come on. We're usually better at this.
Roll again, please.
Are you
roll
sure?
Again.
Well, okay. I'll give myself advantage because they've known each other for a while. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's my 23.
So
Thank you. Lalo, I thought you'd walked off on me for a second there, babe. Don't do that to me, girl. Okay. The engineer recognizes this, not least because he's been through it himself. Being a perfectionist, like, he absolutely has gone through that feeling many times in his very long life. So he comes and sits next to you, and he's like, you know, you can express the fact that you're dissatisfied. If you don't do that, it's gonna build up this bad.
I think Primrose kind of blinks at that and kind of sheepishly, like, rubs at one of her arms. Oh, well, I mean, okay, yeah, it's, and, like, now that she's been called out, she kind of sighs and goes, okay, yeah, I thought,
Okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to repeat after me.
Is it weird that I thought that this was gonna come... Is it weird that I thought that this would come
do that, I want you
easier
to
than it
repeat
was?
after me. I want you to repeat after me. And he bops you on the nose with a finger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want you to take a deep breath.
It makes a squeaky toy noise. This is important. Squeaky toy noise. Every time.
Okay, deep breath in.
Okay.
And then I want you to say, pick this!
Pack this! And
That's
she just
good.
screams it.
Marvelous, but a bit more from the gut, you know, like, get it really from the diaphragm, you mean it.
Yeah. Okay, pack this! And shouts it a little louder.
I think you get a little echo. This. There you go. Doesn't that feel better?
Yeah, that actually does feel a lot better. Oh, man.
See, people just think I'm grumpy, but I learned a long time ago that if I don't do that, then I'm a lot worse than if I do. So, you were about to say something. Sorry, I interrupted you so deeply there. It was, but necessary for your health.
I mean, and, like, Primrose kind of, like, looks back at, the gym around them for a bit. Just kind of, like, thinking how to phrase it. I guess, I don't know. I'm not... I thought this would come a little easier, if I'm gonna be honest. And it's kind of frustrating me that it isn't as easy as I thought it would be. But then again, this is stuff I haven't had, like, that much practice in, and I know that, and it's silly, but...
You think
there's still that feeling of...
You feel like you're being impatient, but you are impatient, and I know that feeling very intimately, and I can tell you that you are dealing with it a lot better and more gracefully than I did at the time. I was a bit of a hothead, if you can imagine. Me, so well behaved in my old age. But I did get a bit of a reputation for having some moods all set and behind. But I feel like you and I have a similarity there because we expect so highly of ourselves because we want to deliver highly to other people.
Yeah. Honestly,
so,
yeah, that
The extent to which you're feeling this is just a demonstration to me of how much you care, and that is important, but you shouldn't damage yourself or your self-esteem by expecting so much of yourself so soon, because we only have just really started this training work. You're going to be doing this for a while, and you will benefit from it from the long run, but it's something that comes in waves. You're going to have good weeks, you're going to have bad weeks. You're going to have a day when you come in and you kind of do things that you've been doing perfectly well for weeks before, and then I promise you, as long as you don't walk off and give up, you'll come back the next week and you'll have nailed it. Sometimes I go through things in my dreams and then the next day I can do it, and it doesn't make much sense, but that's how it is. You just have to persist with it.
Huh. I think, like, Primrose is kind of quiet for a bit as she thinks on that advice. Because it does make sense, and it is very, very nice to hear.
I'm basically
that, like,
all
this frustration is valid.
Yeah, very much based on what I feel about having this have gone for me. But yeah, he gives you a second to just process that. Maybe we have the cartoon gag of the extra long slow on the juice box. feeling about the project? Are there any particular parts of the work that you're struggling with in particular? I mean, I'm not particularly talking physically here necessarily. I just mean, is there anything that I can help you with? But like a wee bit more.
And I think Primrose kind of thinks on that again, just trying to think of something to say. Well, I mentioned it before that this is literally like the first time, I think, well, one of the first times where I'm going to be doing a movie where there isn't going to be like big fancy musical numbers and stuff like that. And I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to deliver as much as I can without being able to do like musical stuff, because that's what I'm good at. Well, it's what I have been good at in the past. I don't know. I want to be able to deliver like you know 110% and all that. I just don't know if.
I'd like you to roll a little insight. Let's see if you can do better than he did on his previous ones without that 23.
You're thinking very highly of Prim and her insight.
Oh.
That's an 8!
An 8. That's fair. I mean, like, I was rolling some bad ones before then, so you missed the little flare of glowy heat that comes off him when you mention, basically the past tense of your previous musical accomplishments. Because, he very much knows about that and has met the person responsible for it, I think, at this point. I honestly don't know. Chronology in Toonkind is very hard to keep track of.
It's very hard.
I have no idea. Yeah. I'm going to say he has. I'm just going to say he has, because that would be more poetic. He's sort of, he's cooled off by the time you're looking back at him. He's thinking quite deeply. So, I come from quite a different, almost an opposite background. So you come from a musical background, and now you're doing stunts. I came from stunts, and the first movie I did with you was a musical. I found that quite trying. And the point is, we're always going to find new things that we want to do that are completely out of our comfort zones. And that's good. That's good for growth. You cannot just keep doing things that you are good at. Not least because you'll just get stale if you keep using the same material. And trust me, that's a lesson I have been learning. But you can still use things from within yourself in the new material. So you come from a dancing background, and you may not be able to see it because you're in first person when you're throwing yourself off this equipment and climbing all the ropes and swinging across, but I see your moments of beauty as you're doing it. You're still a dancer. When you're doing your stunts, you're balletic and graceful, and not like a wee cannonball with spikes attached like me, which is, we've got our own specialities. But you have to understand that nothing that you do is wasted. You might not think that it overlaps with what you're doing, but I can promise you that in some way it does. It's all relevant, and it will all add into your incredible repertoire. Like, after you have done this movie, if I didn't have an exclusivity deal with you, I better have one now, because people will not be able to keep that pause off you.
I think Primrose just kind of laughs at that, and she has been like nodding along this whole time, and her mood has definitely gone from being a little more sour to being happy puppy once again.
Yeah. He's very pleased about this, and
you have earned the tail wiggles once again.
Well, funny you should say that, because there's a few things that the engineer doesn't do very often, and one of them is wag his tail. He's totally doing it right now.
Tail wags!
Tail wags. You got the dog side of him to come out. Oh, well, Vulpine. It's very questionable as to what Fire Spirit is, but they do have tails. So, yeah, that's a thing that's happening. So, yeah, he says, so, I hope that's boosted your self-esteem a wee bit, because I think you're one of the best things that's ever walked through my door.
Oh, you're getting hugged. You're getting hugged immediately.
What, the strength? Your upper body strength is coming along, I'll see that.
And she's just all smiles.
Oh. He's also very, very pleased. He's definitely gone the glowy colour again, but this is for the good reason.
Yes, good.
This is the happy glow
good.
hug. All right.
Happy glow hug, good.
So, if we're better, and I can breathe again, steady on. Look at those biceps!
Oh, right.
Look
Sorry,
at those biceps! Look at what I've done to you. Oh, I'm so proud. You'll be able to lift both your
boyfriends.
boyfriends.
Sheepish for a second. Oh, I already do.
Well, that's excellent weight training. I can't say I'm not surprised. Okay, so, are we ready to go again, or do you need a little bit more hug time?
I am ready. I can do this. And Primrose's confidence has definitely come back full tilt.
Okie dokie, let's have another go at it, and would you like to roll again, or shall we just, like, basically say, like, they carry on, but it's, like, better, and you just kick ass at it?
Well, in fear that Dice Parser might go, like, peck you, maybe it might be better to have it be that they're slowly...
Yeah, I think we
getting
fade
better
out,
at it.
and, like, maybe they're even doing a little bit of light sparring, because that's always useful, and you do get to do some, like, action fight sequences. So, yeah, you get bonding time with Grandad Director, and, you get some good experience from that. Quite how it manifests in a technical way, I don't know. But, congratulations, we've had some social bond... social link go leveling up, and
social link go
very, very cute. And I really like this relationship because it's so, like, cozy, and he gets to be a little bit soft around Prim. It just is a fact, definitely.
You can be loosey goosey around Prim. She does not care.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Was there anything else you would like to achieve from this?
If there was, I can't think of it.
Yeah, I feel like even though this was
just the good shenanigans and soft we needed.
Soft feelings. This is good. Okay, thank you very much for this short and sweet little FPS. I'm really glad because, like, I love playing with you, Obby. You're just so charming.
Yeah. Oh, I love playing with you because you're charming. And you're wonderful.
Oh. Okay, well, thank you very much, and thank you everyone for listening. This was Toonkind at 12 FPS, and we'll be back with more content because we are always making new games. Hooray!
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.